In the first lesson, we are going to talk about how to open your shop. By the end of this lesson, if you have not opened your shop yet, you should know exactly how to do that. And even if you have opened your shop already, I do encourage you to watch this because there might be some information that you were missing when you initially set your shop up that will help you grow and scale faster. We are going to walk through a shop setup now. The things you are going to need to know are if you are going to use your social security number, be like a sole proprietorship, or if you are going to be an LLC or a corporation, then you will get an EIN. You need to make sure you set this up correctly because otherwise Etsy has been known to shut your shop down or put it on pause or put your payments on reserve because their goal is ultimately to know that you will pay taxes appropriately. So if they question that or if they feel like something's funny or a number is missing, they will stop you from making sales and receiving payments. So I started as a sole proprietorship if you're not sure how to start, where to start, and then I changed to an LLC, and that was after about 4 years. And we elected to be considered an S Corp and to have that status. And that was really beneficial. It saved us probably $15,000 a year just by becoming an S Corp. So it's we were told that it was beneficial once you kind of are at that $100,000 level because there are costs sometimes associated depending on what state you're in with being an LLC and becoming an S Corp. For that reason, you want to make sure that it's going to be worth it, that you're actually having enough sales volume to make that worth it. So you're going to have your assets in place when you're opening your shop. You need your logo ready and you need your banner ready. Tip for the banner, I just wanted to put this here just in case you are at the stage where you're making your shop banner. I recommend including photos of your top selling items or what you think would be your top selling items in your banner. Oftentimes include your higher price point items, not just your low price point items, and use your best selling colors in your banner. This is a place to feature what you want to be known for. So you want to put your best foot forward. I do recommend staying away from banners that are just words. That can be kind of a dull experience for the customer. Use this opportunity to showcase your products, something that the customer can actually get from you. All right, so I am completely maxed out with the number of Etsy shops that I can create with my emails. So I'm going to show you. You just need to go to etsy.com/sell, click get started, and then click your language, country, and currency, click save and continue. Now note that you are going to pay an extra transaction fee if you are selling your items in a different currency than your payment account is in. And then choose your shop name. Just put something in there to get started. Do not wait because you haven't figured this out. You can change this anytime super easily. So I have created just a mock-up shop for the purpose of this course. It's Shop Dylan Design. So you are going to click on your shop manager. It's in the top right-hand corner of Etsy's homepage. And then you're going to click on your name. And this is where you're going to start putting things in. So we're going to click on Edit Shop. And at this point, you can upload your banner. I recommend uploading your own. If you've done Etsy Plus, you can do the carousel or collage. On my big shop, on my main business, I do the collage. I just find that it's way easier to have the 4 top selling items as my banner because it saves me the time of having to make new banners every time I want to change something out. Etsy Plus is not necessary, but I do think that it can be worth it, especially because it gives you ad credits and listing credits. So when you're starting, it kind of pays for itself. So consider maybe starting with Etsy Plus. And I think it's about $10 a month at the time of this filming. So you are just going to, for right now, since we aren't Etsy Plus on this fake account, I'm going to upload an image. So we're going to add that, just a random picture, just so that you can see how this works. You can shift it all around to center it. Then you'll click save every time you make changes at the bottom of your page. Same thing with your logo. Add your logo from Canva. That'd be a great place to get it from. Now you're going to add your shop title. So describe your shop in 1 sentence. So for the purpose of this example, I'm just going to say that we sell nursery decor. Okay, so I'm going to say custom nursery name, signs, and kids room decor. This is going to be important because this is what title of your shop is what the Google search results will preview. So you want long tail keywords when possible up here. You don't just want to have name signs or kids rooms or custom decor. Like you want the long tail keywords up here. Now we're going to set the location. This is very important that you do set a location. Otherwise, the assumption is that you are overseas, in China, like drop shipping something. San Diego. All right, here we go. Now later on in this module, I'm going to show you how to create the sections, create the listings, create your shop announcement, add updates, do the about section, add your about story, add the links, and your shop policies. That's all in this module. So shop members, let's put that in right now, and do add a photo of your face, you guys, of your actual face, not a fake face, not like someone from Google Images. Let's be authentic, because remember, you're going to be showing up on social media, so you need this to match. And they do not let you center it, so do upload a square image. So add your name, your actual name. You could put your middle name if you want to be a little more private. I recommend putting that you're the owner and say something what you do. I design, package, and ship all items in my shop. Okay, now let's say you have a helper or a production partner. This would be a good place to put that. So I can't find a picture of my husband alone, but I'm going to add him, and I'm going to add him as the shipper. There we go. You can also create your own title in here. Add custom. I could do chief engineer. Say he engineers the signs. You don't have to put a description in there. Sometimes it's nice to add additional members because it makes you look like a more professional, robust company. So we've got some basics down on your page. Now we're going to look to our settings. Your subscription is where you can add Etsy Plus, $10 a month. You do get listing credits of 15 listing credits, and that was 25 cents per listing normally, so that's some value. And then $5 credit towards advertising. So it does pay for itself if you do plan on adding listings and doing a little bit of advertising. It also allows for restock requests, custom web address, which you really don't need right now. And this access to discounts really does not mean anything, to be honest. You get the same shipping discounts on your standard option. So if you're just starting and you plan to be adding a bunch of listings, go ahead and do the Plus because you get a better, more professional looking layout on your homepage. So now I just clicked on settings, info, and appearance. You can adjust your shop title here anytime. You can change your shop name here anytime. Your banner on the order receipts. I'd never have done that. You can link to your Facebook. You can update your shop announcement. You can put a custom message to buyers here. I wouldn't update your shop announcement here. I would do that on your homepage, but put the message to the buyers here. This is when they purchase, they get an email from Etsy, and this is kind of like an automated email. So maybe say something here like, thank you for shopping with Dylan Design Shop. We will be in touch very soon with your order recap message. Please follow us on Instagram and then the link for more shop updates and sneak peeks of customer orders. Always direct them to your Instagram whenever possible. For digital items, you want to use this opportunity to explain you purchased a digital item, and this will be available for download, and then explain exactly how you are having the download instructions. Be very consistent in your shop though. So we're saving these changes. It needed a shop announcement. There we go. Okay, about your shop. Your story, you can also edit this from your about page. So you can edit this from the home page, which I recommend doing. You can add in your link to your Facebook, probably your Instagram. You can add multiple links. So Facebook, and then you click add a link, website. If you have like a Shopify store or something, add a link, Instagram, Pinterest. Really the key is going to be Instagram. Sometimes if you have all of these, it might be kind of confusing, but one or two is nice. Okay, now we are going to click on options. So under settings, options. Now we want to be able to utilize the custom sort feature of your Etsy homepage. So right now it's set up so that when a customer comes to your shop's homepage, the first listings they will see are the ones that were purchased most recently. So we want to be able to utilize custom sorting on our homepage to really push new products and kind of lead the buyer to what we want to sell them to. So we're going to click enable custom order. I do highly recommend enabling the custom order request option. This at least gives shoppers the idea that you are open to custom requests. Otherwise, they will likely never ask for anything beyond what you are showing. And then if you want to offer gift wrapping, you can do that and set the price for it, or you could always add that as an add-on listing in your shop. So I would put $5. And then you can add a photo of what that gift wrapping looks like, but that really does commit you to having it look like that. So you can't really change your method too much. I've kind of always had it disabled because I would have that as a separate add-on listing if I wanted to do that. It does always let them have a gift message. I do think that is a nice touch. So I keep that enabled, and that's the default selection. Automatic listing translation, I would enable that because it helps people in other countries if you're able to ship worldwide. And sold listings, do you want shoppers to see what has sold? So I'm going to show you how to disable this in your shop, but I would click no hide them right now. This is really key for when you become big and other shops and competition start to notice you, so you're able to hide what has sold. So just click here, no hide them. I'll show you what I mean later on, and then click your time zone. All right. This is also where you're going to select vacation mode, which never, ever, ever do it if you can help it. There are so many ways around that, which I will show you later on in the course. You could put vacation mode and auto reply, but I would not do that unless it was an emergency. Web analytics, you don't really need to do anything here. It's like a tracking tool. You don't really need to do that. If you ever do need to download your data about your orders, you can do that here. It's helpful if you start to analyze your business and your sales on your own. And then close shop, obviously, let's not do that. So next you're going to see policy settings, and this is what we are going to be filling in on our homepage. Now, this basically, it shows that you do not accept returns or exchanges, which I highly recommend that you do not accept returns or exchanges, and that you do not accept cancellations. There's another place to edit this though, which I will show you as well. Your shipping settings. I'm going to show you how to set this up in a different lesson in this module. Production partners, this is where you can add in any print-on-demand partners. You do need to make sure to list production partners. If you try to do print-on-demand or use a production partner without disclosing that, that will get you into trouble pretty quickly. Offsite ads, I do talk about this later on in the course, but for now, what you want to know is that it can't hurt you while you're just starting to keep it on. This is going to just give you more data, because right now, when you're just trying to get traffic to your shop, if you don't have a lot of sales, more data is helpful. We need to learn quickly. So it's kind of like you're paying right now, it would be 15% cut on any order that comes through an offsite ad, which is an ad that Etsy puts out on Google, Bing, or Yahoo. It's kind of the cost of getting that information. So I would leave it on to start. And then later on, if you find that everyone is finding you through Google and you're paying that 15% cut, almost every sale, then you can turn it off. But if you hit that $10,000 a year level, you have no choice and you are automatically enrolled in this. Now, this section for languages and translations, note at the top, it says by adding a language, you affirm you're able to conduct business in that language. You have to be able to provide customer service to a buyer in that language. So if you know another language, go for it. But if you do not, you're going to back yourself into a corner here. Do not select any of these. And now Facebook shops. Now this is Facebook and Instagram shops. You can create a shoppable page on Facebook and Instagram. For the purpose of setting up your shop, you do not need to do that. But once we get some momentum, 50 sales or so, you want to start focusing on driving traffic organically from your social media. This is something that would be good to do. So we will revisit this later on. And now I just clicked up here to dashboard, and this is where you're going to spend a lot of time, in here and in stats. We're also going to need to set up your payment account. I have a reserve set because I just created this account and I didn't put any payment information in, so they are putting a reserve on my account where they hold the funds for looks like 45 days after the sale, just because they don't trust me yet as a seller. So under finances, you're going to want to put in your legal and tax information. You cannot do anything on Etsy, have any transactions until that happens. I'm not going to click on this because it has my personal information here, but you'll need to do that. And this is all for now for getting your shop set up.